Clyde knew that he may not have got a fair hearing when it came to the police.
All they kept on about was what happened the night Eddie Royal died. Now they're swarming all over my house, interrogating my entire family, trying to trip them up. Oh, I should have known. I did know!
Clyde was arrested and, you know, charged with the murder of Eddie Royal.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
There was a young guy called Joe who had been working with Mark Fowler, who was actually heading out of the square conveniently to go off and live back at home that night, and as he left had happened to spot Nick Cotton in the square.
I saw him, didn't I? That Nick Cotton. I was leaving your mum's place that night in the car when I saw this bloke coming down a drain pipe from one of the houses along here. Well, as we drove round the corner, we drove past Eddie. He was walking his dog. He saw me and waved.
Clyde had actually gone as far as the trial, but Doc managed to get Nick to confess it was actually him what had done it.
He kept pushing him. He was like a copper. That's what he was like.
So you stabbed him?
Nick got not guilty in the court due to a great brief and plenty of lies.
Do you find the defendant, Nicholas Charles Cotton, guilty or not guilty of murder?
Not guilty.
Had a few people say that I ruined their Sunday dinner by doing what I've done on EastEnders, you know, getting away with murder.
Bad boys are an obvious choice in any whodunit, but could it be that the sweet and innocent Bradley was behind the wheel?
There's two sides to it, you know. You've got the, you know, the sweet, innocent, sort of naive side to him.
All I want is to be there. To look after you, to care for you.
And that, you know, you've seen flashes in the past of a totally different sort of stern character.
You know, she is a slut.
Inside that apparently soft Bradley exterior, there is Branning steel.
Got loads to show now and again. Learn to spread it about a bit. What are you playing at? I was joking, Bradley!
A lot of the reasons that Bradley is the way he is, he's kind of reserved, he's everything in the right place, and he's got a very strong moral code, is probably a reaction to the way that his dad was.
Hi, I'm Gemma.
Gemma's just a client.
You'll never change, will you?
There wasn't a father figure around, and I don't think he's ever really forgiven him for that, for walking out.
I'm Bradley. I'm his son.
It's taken Max a long time to work his way back up to them being sort of mates again, a father and son. Then obviously Max ruined it.
Well, Max has let him down on a number of occasions, really. The affair being the main one, probably. As soon as he found out, it was a pretty big kick in the stomach.
You know you make me break. I'll kill you. I'll kill you, Dad. Get away from me!
You get your life together, you know, you get a decent job, got a girlfriend who's, you know, the best thing in the world, and then your dad comes along and decides to shag her.
You were all over her, Dad. Do you know, that makes me feel, do you know how sick that makes me feel?
Despite this revelation, Bradley and Stacey eventually rekindled their rocky romance, only with cheeky fruit magnate Callum now catching Stacey's eye.
It's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Stacey is the type of person that will fall for someone like Callum, that confident type. He can see things going on, sort of contact between the two of them, which I think he realises, but he just puts it to the back of his mind because he doesn't want to accept the fact that it could possibly happen again. And then Max finds out about what's happened and decides to pay Callum off.
Could do a lot with that.
Yeah. I'd go back to wherever it is you come from.
I think with Max that his motives are always quite pure in some ways in terms of what he wants. I think he always wants his family, he wants, you know, he feels very strongly about that.
Callum and Bradley end up going to the Vic for the party dressed as the same character, and she mistakes Bradley for Callum.
Is there any chance that we could start again?
And obviously Bradley, not realising that Callum's there dressed as the same, takes that as, you know, she wants to be with him.
I've been thinking about what you said,
And I'm on that too. What about you and me, getting back together, giving it another go?
And then she realises there's been some mistake.
I didn't know that it was you in the mosque.
Which obviously is another kick in the teeth for young Bradders.
Was it because he's trying to buy off Callum, was it?
It's everything. It's just everything, all right? Max being Max, he just put the final nail in the coffin.
He feels let down again by Max because it's him getting involved again and him screwing things up for the couple.
Even though Max's meddling has made Bradley's life a misery, could he really have been the architect of his dad's assault?
Bradley has lost Stacey again, feels Max is at fault. He's kind of burning with hatred and doesn't know what to do with it.
I think it's just all been building up over a period of time. It's just all got a bit too much for him.
So he's kind of more bitter and more deranged than we've ever seen him before.
Maybe he's going to burst, and maybe this is the way that he expresses all of that resentment and all of that anger.
Jack, Tanya, Bradley, brother, a wife, a son, whoever done it. One thing's for certain, it ain't over yet.
The lack of skid marks left by the car shows that there was no attempt at an emergency stop. In fact, it appeared the car was stationary, then accelerated. We're looking at attempted murder.
Well, Max is fighting for his life.
OK, let's set up for an intubation. Propofol, sucks, size 8 tube at the ready. We need to get him round to CT as soon as.
Will he pull through? Will he and Tanya get back together? Is there a future for Jack and Tanya?
But he got what he wanted. Because we ain't going anywhere.
A big question that the police and the audience will be asking is, what does Max know?
I think it's very exciting times to come for the Brannings.
I certainly think it's going to be pretty messy for a good period of time.
It's going to get a lot more turbulent, I think.
Well, we'll be filming some prison scenes in the next few months, but what I can't tell you for now is who's going to be in the prison. You'll just have to watch.
If you fancy testing your knowledge further, you can take the EastEnders quiz just by pressing the red button now. Over to the best academy on earth, according to Mr. Stafford. Next on 3, Celebrity Scissorhands on the way.